Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all to the ScienceNest YouTube channel. Today, I am going to explain you the Northwestern Province First Term Test Paper 2022 for Grade 10. First of all, we will see the paper 1. You have 1 hour to face the paper 1. First question: what is the building unit of protein? Answer is answer number 2, amino acids. Other answers are monosaccharide, fatty acid, and glycerol. You know, the monosaccharide is the building unit of the carbohydrates. Fatty acid and glycerol are the building units of the lipids. Second question: nucleus of an atom consists of answer number 2, protons and neutrons. Third question: which of the following is an amphoteric oxide? In here, the aluminium oxide is the amphoteric oxide, and the sodium oxide, sulfur dioxide, calcium dioxide are there. We will see what are the states of these types of oxides. Sodium oxide is a basic oxide. Sodium oxide is a basic oxide and it is strongly basic one. Sulfur dioxide, it is strongly acidic oxide. Calcium oxide also a basic oxide. Here the aluminium oxide is the amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric oxide means the oxide that shows acidic and basic properties, both acidic and basic properties. Fourth one, standard unit of measuring weight of an object is Newton. Weight is a type of force, so it is measuring from the unit Newton. Question number 5, a polysaccharide stored in animal body is answer number 3, glycogen. Starch is the polysaccharide that stored in the plant body, and the cellulose is a structural material in plant cell wall. Sixth question, what is the organelle given in the diagram? You can see this diagram shows you the Golgi complex. Answer number 3. Seventh question, an element that present in nucleic acid but not in lipids is answer is the nitrogen. Answer number 4. In the nucleic acid we can see the nitrogen, but we can't see it in the lipids. The elements present in the lipids are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Question number 8, the element which is in third period and second group of the periodic table. To find the answer to this kind of questions, we have to write the electronic configurations of each element. Magnesium, the atomic number is 12, so the electronic configuration is 282. Boron, the atomic number is 5, so the electronic configuration is 2,3. Calcium, the atomic number is 20, so the electronic configuration is 2882. Aluminium, the atomic number is 13, so the electronic configuration is 283. Now, by using these, we can tell which one is the element in third period and second group. You can see if these elements have 3 energy shells, then those belongs to the third period. Here, magnesium and aluminium, we can see there are 3 energy levels, so they belongs to the third period. We are finding the group by the number of electrons in the outermost energy level. In these 2 electrons are there in their outermost energy level in magnesium. So answer number 1, magnesium is the correct answer, because in the magnesium outer energy level has 2 electrons, that's why it belongs to the second group, and also it has 3 energy levels, that is why it belongs to the third period. Question number 9, water soluble and fat soluble vitamins are given respectively. Answer number 1, A and B. A is a water soluble vitamin, and the other vitamins that are soluble in water are D, E, K, and B is a fat soluble one. Other than the B, See also a fat-soluble vitamin. Question number 10. This is not a strategy applied to increase the friction. Apply rubber covers on pedals of motorbike. Apply pair of tires for rear wheels of a vehicle. Etching grooves on foot of slippers. Etching grooves on the surface of tires. Answer number 2. Applying pair of tires for rear wheels of a vehicle is decreasing the friction. Answer 11th question. Organelles in which photosynthesis and respiration are occurred respectively. Answer number 3. Photosynthesis is occurring in chloroplast and the respiration is occurring in mitochondria. 12th question. Minimum energy that should be supplied to an atom in the gaseous state to remove an electron to form a unipositive gaseous ion is called. Answer number 2. First ionization energy. 13. What is the force required to give an acceleration of 3 ms 2 to an object with the mass of 6 kilograms? To find the force, we have to use the equation F equal ma. Here the mass has given, it is 6 kilograms. You should multiply the 6 with the acceleration, it is 3. So answer 18 Newton. Answer number 4. Question number 14. What is the property of water that contribute to regulate the body temperature? Answer number 4. High specific heat capacity. That is why to increase the temperature of water from 1 Celsius, we have to give high amount of heat. Here the fourth one is the answer. There's a mistake. You have to correct it as high specific heat capacity. Cut the letter less and write as high. So answer number 4 is the correct answer. That means to increase the temperature of water from 1 Celsius, we have to give high heat energy. 15th question. All the biochemical reactions take place in the cell or body of organisms are catalyzed by proteins called enzymes. Answer number 1, enzymes. 16. Select the answer that consists of elements with valency of 2. Answer number 2. Magnesium, calcium, beryllium and oxygen. Valency number 2 is for the elements of group 2 and also for the group 6 elements. That is why we have to select the answer number 2. Magnesium and calcium. Magnesium, calcium and beryllium are in the second group. Oxygen is in the group 6. They all show the valency number 2. A and B are two living cells observed by electron microscope. Select the correct statement made regarding these cells. Answer number 2. A is an animal cell while B is a plant cell, because we can see in the B there's a large central vacuole and also there's a cell wall. That is why it is a plant cell. 18. Which of the following is true regarding friction? Does not act on an object at rest. It is incorrect. We know the static frictional force is acting when the object is not moving. Dynamic friction is slightly more than the limiting frictional force. No, it is slightly less than the limiting frictional force. Always opposes to the motion of an object. It is correct. And the next one, act between two surfaces opposed to their relative motion. It is also correct. So answer number 3 and also the number 4 are correct answers. 19. A significance of meiosis is, answer number 4 is the correct answer, evolution due to variations. Question number 20. Blisters were appeared on the knees and elbows of a child who suffered from a deficiency disease. Identify the relevant vitamins for above deficiency symptom. Answer A, vitamin A. Answer 1, vitamin A. 21. Three students made three models of atom. Following ideas were represented by another student regarding the models. A. Three isotopes of same element. B. Three models of three atoms. And P and R models are wrong while only Q model is correct. The answer is answer number 1. Only A is correct because these three are isotopes of the same element. The reason is in these three pictures you can see there are same number of protons, but the number of neutrons has changed. You know, the isotopes are the things that are made by changing the number of neutrons in the atoms. They are in the same element because the number of protons are same, so the atomic numbers are same, but the neutrons are different, so the mass number has changed. So they are isotopes. Answer number 1. Only A is correct. Question number 22. 4 organelles in living cells are given below. A. Chloroplast, B. Mitochondrion, C. Central vacuole, D. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Organelles seen only in animal cells are. You have to correct this as plant cells. Plant cells are. Then answer number 3, A and C, chloroplast and central vacuole. They can be seen only in the plant cells. 23. Number of protons, neutrons and electrons of Na plus ion are given respectively. Na plus means that ion has made by removing one electron from their outer energy level. So, the proton number or the atomic number here shows the number of protons in this atom. Normally, in neutral atoms, this number of protons equal to the number of electrons. But here, one electron has removed, so the number of electron is 10, number of protons 11, and number of neutrons can be taken by subtracting the atomic number from the mass number. Answer is 12. Answer number 3 is the correct answer. 11 protons, 12 neutrons and 10 electrons. Answer number 3. 24. A child apply a force of 500 Newton to push a table kept on a uniform smooth surface as in the diagram. If the frictional force created by the table is 450, then answer number 1, table moves, because the force we are giving is larger than the force acting from the surface. 25. Ideas mentioned below were presented by 4 students regarding the significance of nucleic acid. A. Important in controlling all cellular activities. B. Transferring genetic information from generation to generation. C. DNA and RNA are 2 types of nucleic acid. D. Fatty acids and amino acids are the building units. The correct statements among them are answer number 3. Only A, B and C are correct. 26. Typical cell is answer number 4. A cell prepared by including all the organelles. 27. Standard units of measuring velocity and acceleration are given respectively by answer number Question number 27. Standard unit of measuring velocity and acceleration are given respectively by answer number 1, ms-1 and ms-2. Following graphical representation shows the variation of first ionization energy of first 18 elements in periodic table. Use the graph to answer the question 28, 29 and 30. Element that has the highest first ionization energy is the element Q, answer number 1. Three elements which are arranged in ascending order of first ionization energy are answer number 2, R, T and Q. Ascending order of first ionization energy. Q has the highest and the R has the lowest. 30. True elements represented by R and T letters are given respectively. Here the R is lithium and the T is the neon. We can name them like hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Likewise, we can name them and we can find what is the R and what is T. Question number 31. Few ideas about sodium metal are given below. The metal can easily be cut with a knife. B. Vigorously reacts with normal water forming oxygen. Floats on water because its density is less than water. Here the answer is answer number 3. B is incorrect because sodium is vigorously react with normal water, but it is not forming oxygen. In this reaction, the sodium is forming sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas, not the oxygen gas. 32. Which of the displacement time graph represent the motion of a fruit falling from a tree? Answer number 1. Because when falling from a tree, velocity is increasing from 0 to any level. Question number 32. Which of the displacement time graph represents the motion of a fruit falling from a tree? Answer number 1. Because when falling the fruit from a tree, the velocity is increasing with the time. A motor car which was moving on a road struck on a wall beside the road due to sleepiness of the driver. Consider the following statements made regarding the damage after striking. A. More damages happen when the car has more mass with uniform speed. Here, if the car has more mass, the momentum is high because the momentum can be taken by multiplying the mass with the speed or the velocity. B. More damages happen when the car has more speed with constant mass. If the car has more speed, then the momentum is high, so the damage also high. A and B correct, answer number 1. 34. Consider the following statements made regarding the electronegativity. A. Electronegativity increases from left to right across a period. And B. Electronegativity of elements in group 8 cannot be assigned. Highest electronegativity is shown by elements in 7th group along a period. Answer number 4, A, B, C, all are correct. 35. A child sent a water rocket vertically upward with a velocity of 40 ms minus 1. What is the velocity occupied by the water rocket in its maximum height? In the maximum height, there is no any motion for the rocket, so the velocity is 0 ms minus 1, answer number 1. 36. Consider the following statements given about the graphs plotted in order to represent motion. A. Velocity can be calculated by gradient of the straight line in displacement time graph. It is correct. B. Displacement can be calculated by the area under the curve of velocity time graph. B also correct. Answer number 3. Both A and B are correct. 37. Consider the following statements regarding the displacement of a moving object. A. Forward displacement of motion have been taken as the positive while backward displacement is negative. It is correct. B. Displacement would be 0 when walk forward and come back at the starting point on the same path. It is also correct. D. Displacement has a magnitude and a definite direction. D also correct. So answer number 4, A, B and D. Consider the following statements made regarding the living cells by a few students. A. Structural and functional unit of living body. B. A is correct. B. All organisms are made up of one or more cells. B also correct. D. C. New cells are formed from pre-existing cells. C also correct. Answer number 4. Question number 39. Incorrect statement regarding Newton's law is: first one, Newton's first law states about external forces act on an object. It is correct. Second one, Newton's second law states about unbalanced forces act on an object. It is also correct. Third one, Newton's third law states about mutual forces exerted oppositely on two objects. It is also correct. Fourth one, first, second, and third laws state about balanced forces act on two objects. It is incorrect. 40. Consider the following suggestions given by a driver to obtain maximum fuel efficiency of a motor car traveling on a highway. A. Drive with uniform velocity whenever possible. It is correct. B. Controlling the speed of the vehicle by the accelerator than that of applying brakes. It is also correct. Use of wide tires for the wheel of the vehicle is incorrect. Answer A and B are correct. Answer number 1. We will move to the second paper. It has part A and part B. In part A, there are structured essay questions. You have to do all the 4 questions. Question number 1. A. Few steps of an activity done by grade 10 students to identify the elements present in biomolecules in living matter are given below. A. Put few green gram seeds in dry condition into a boiling tube and heat them. B. Put anhydrous copper sulfate on the droplets collected at the top end of the boiling tube. Remaining seeds in the boiling tube are heated well again. Take a black green gram seed out of the boiling tube and rub against a white paper. Roman number 1. State the color of hydrated and anhydrous copper sulfate respectively. Hydrated means that copper sulfate has the water. Anhydrous means it has no water. So the color of hydrated copper sulfate is blue color and anhydrous copper sulfate is white color. Blue and white are the answers. Write the expected observation when anhydrous copper sulfate is put on droplets collected at the top end of the boiling tube. Here in that situation, we are going to collect the droplets from the top end of the boiling tube, and we are observing them with the anhydrous copper sulfate. In this experiment, the anhydrous copper sulfate turns to a blue color because the droplets are water droplets. That means the green gram contain water. Answer is white color turns to blue color. Next one, what is the substance that could be identified through the above observation? Water is the answer. Name 2 elements present in above substance, hydrogen and oxygen. What is the observation obtained when black green gram seed is rubbed on white paper? You can see black color lines on the paper. What is the element identified by above observation? Answer is carbon. That is why we can see the black color lines. Roman number 7. Green gram seeds used for above activities should be in good dry condition. State why. The answer is you have to use them in dry condition because we are going to see that whether these food items contain the carbon water. So to prove that water is given out, from the green gram and it is a constituent. Eighth question. Name another element in abundance in living matter except the elements identified by above activity. Answer: nitrogen. B part. In another activity, similar volumes of amylase solution prepared by green gram seeds and dilute aqueous starch solution were mixed together. A drop from this mixture was taken onto white porcelain tile and added a drop of egg solution. A color change was observed after every 2 minutes. The same procedure of adding a drop of mixture and the drop of egg solution onto the white porcelain was continued until same observation are obtained. Name egg solution used in above activity. Here the egg solution is iodine solution. What was the color obtained finally when same observation was repeated at the end of the activity? You can see yellow-brown. That means iodine is not showing any color change at finally because all the starch have converted to maltose by this amylase enzyme. So iodine is not showing any color with the maltose. With the starch, iodine can convert to purple color. Iodine can convert to blue-purple color. What is the advantage taken by adding a drop of starch solution onto the white porcelain for mixing it with a drop of egg solution? The answer is to observe the color change clearly. Roman number 4. Simply explain how an amylase extraction is prepared by green gram seeds. Write the answer. Filter the mixture which is made by water and green gram seeds. Filter the mixture which is made by water and green gram seeds and take that green gram solution and it contains amylase. Second question. A cell division of organisms takes place in two methods called mitosis and meiosis. Fill in the blanks in the chart regarding cell division. Number of daughter cells formed by division of one mother cell. In meiosis, the number is 4. 4 daughter cells are forming. Number of chromosomes in one daughter cell formed by mother cell with 26 chromosomes. In the meiosis, it is being half, so answer is 23. In mitosis, same number of chromosomes can be seen in the daughter cells. Does further division take place or not in the daughter cell? In the meiosis, again any division is not occurring, so doesn't occur is the answer. Doesn't. And mitosis, again these cells can be divided. B part, typical cell belong to animal body is given below. Name the organelles A, B and E. A, rough endoplasmic reticulum. B, mitochondria. E, nucleolus. The part inside the nucleus is nucleolus. What is the structure that does not present in this cell but present in all animal cells? We can write the cell wall. Write down the relevant letter of the organelle that perform following functions. Production of energy by mitochondria. We have to write the letter here, the letter B. They are cell organelles and carry out different metabolic processes. It is doing by the cytoplasm, which shows by letter G. Transportation proteins doing by rough endoplasmic reticulum, letter A. Production of secretory substances is doing by the Golgi complex, answer H. Roman number 4. A student said that chlorophyll is present in the cells of plant leaves that fix with the plant, but no chlorophyll in the mature leaves fallen from a tree. Based on which observation did the student express above statement? Answer is absence of chlorophyll in mature leaves fallen from the tree. Question number 3. Two types of chlorine isotopes are shown below. Percentage abundance is also given below in the square. How many protons are in the nucleus of chlorine atom? The number of protons have given by the atomic number. Write the electronic configuration of chlorine atom. In chlorine, the number of protons equal to the number of electrons. So the electronic configuration is 287. What is the isotope of chlorine in abundance in the sample of the chlorine? Chlorine gas. Answer is chlorine 3517. It has 75%. chlorine 3517 is the answer. Next one, fill in the chart. You have to write the atomic number, mass number and number of neutrons. In this, atomic number is 17. Mass number is 35. The neutrons are taken by subtracting the mass number, subtracting the atomic number from the mass number. Answer is 18. Here the atomic number is 17, mass number is 37. Then the number of neutrons is 20. What are isotopes? You should write the definition for the isotope. Atoms of which mass number is different are the isotopes. State the standard representation of hydrogen isotope with no neutrons. You have to represent it. If there's no neutron, the atomic number is 1. The mass number also 1 because no neutrons to add it. State the valency of hydrogen and chlorine respectively. Valency of hydrogen is 1 and the chlorine also 1 because the hydrogen is in the group 1 and chlorine is in the group 7. Both group 1 and 7, the valency number is 1. Write the formula of the compound made by the hydrogen by combination of hydrogen and chlorine. The valencies are same, so no anything to share, and answer is HCl. Question number 4. P and Q are two setups used by two students to find the factors affecting the motion of an object. Mass of M1 in P diagram is 1 kg. Force applied by M2 mass trolley move from X to Y on uniform smooth surface by its easily rotating wheels. When trolley reaches to Y, M2 mass contacted with the ground. Here the M2 also can be taken as 1 kg. It has not given, we have to take it as 1 kg. Does the trolley move towards Z further? Yes, it is moving because it has a velocity. Until that velocity becomes 0, it can move. Is the force applied by M2 mass on the trolley push or a pull? It is a type of pull. Find the magnitude of that force. It is equal to the mass of the M2. Then W equal mg. M is 1. The g is 10 ms minus 2. That is the gravitational acceleration. So 10 Newton is the answer. Problem number 4. Put a tick in the relevant column of the given chart regarding the acceleration of the trolley. If M1 and M2 masses are changed in the setup P, instead of M2 mass, 2 kg is used, then the acceleration is increasing. And 0.5 kg is used, the acceleration is decreasing because the force is decreasing. M2 is not changed, but instead of M1, a mass less than M1 is used, the acceleration is increasing. And the mass more than M1 is used, the acceleration is decreasing. Fifth one, from the above data, it is proved that both force and mass of the object have an effect on the acceleration of an object. What would be the law formulated regarding this data? That law is Newton's second law. State Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Equal and opposite reaction. B part. The trolley in Q diagram did not move when M1 mass kept on the trolley and M2 mass was kept on the pan. A student said that the reason is acting friction. State 3 places where friction acts in the setup Q. 3 places are in the pulley, wheel of the trolley, wheels of the trolley, on the contact surface. Trolley in Q setup just began to move on smooth, uniform contact surface. When another M3 mass was kept on the pan, name the frictional force acting at the given instances. When the trolley is at the rest, the frictional force is static friction. When the trolley just began to move, the friction is limiting friction. Now we will move to the part B of the paper, essay type questions. A chart prepared by a student about chemical compounds that contribute in building living matter in human body is given below. State relevant words for the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, P, Q, R, S, and T in the above chart. We will see act as enzyme. The A should be protein because they are acting as enzyme. And B, building unit in monosaccharide, so it is building unit is monosaccharide, so answer is carbohydrates. Next one, contributing in conservation of water in living body, answer is lipid. By using the function, we can find what is that. Next one, store genetic information, so that is nucleic acid. Here the E should be biomolecules. Here the F should be vitamins. Delay blood clotting, the vitamin is vitamin K. And wounds at the end of the mouth, vitamin Q should be vitamin B. Beta patches in the eyes, it should be vitamin A. Rickets, it should be vitamin D. Scurvy, it should be vitamin C. Problem number 2. State 2 specific properties of water that help for maintenance of life. 2 properties of water. Solvent property, coolant property. Roman number 3. Name the mineral that causes the following deficiency symptoms in human body. Muscle cramps, sodium. Affects development of intelligence and goiter, iodine. Weakening of bones and teeth, answer calcium. Psychological disorders, potassium. Anemia due to the iron. Name 2 gaseous compounds released from human body by living processes. Carbon dioxide, water vapor. Question number 6. A student used the following data chart for instructing a periodic table which is based on the number of energy level carrying electrons and number of electrons present in outermost shell in first 20 elements. 10 elements are included in the above chart, given chart. Copy the above chart to your answer script. Complete that chart including other 10 elements which are not already mentioned in it. Here this is hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, nitrogen, neon, silicon, sulfur, potassium, calcium. State 1 informations in the chart match with period and the group of the periodic table. Period is matching with the number of shells in the atom. And the group is matching with the number of electrons in outer energy level. Next one, write the electronic configuration of magnesium and fluorine. Magnesium is the atomic number is 12, so 2, 8, 2 is the answer. Fluorine atomic number is 19, 9, also 2, so 7 is the electronic configuration. Mention the valency of sodium, carbon and argon. Sodium, the valency is number 1 because it is in the group number 1. Carbon, the valency is 4 because it is in the group number 4. Argon, the valency is 0 because it is in the group 8. Write the formula of compounds made by combination of following elements. To write the formulas also you want the valencies. Here in this periodic table I am going to mark all the valency numbers. The group 1 valency is 1. Group 2 elements valency is 2. Group 3 elements the common valency is 3. 4 common valency is 4. Group 5 the common valency is 3. Group 6 the common valency is 2. Group 7 the common valency is 1 and group 8, the common valency is 0. Then by using these valency values, we can find the formula for each compound. Magnesium's valency is 2. It is given to the chlorine and form MgCl2. Chlorine's valency is 1. So we are not putting the number 1 near the magnesium. Aluminium, the valency is 3 and the oxygen's valency is 2. That number 2 comes nearest to the aluminium and number 3 goes to the oxygen, Al2O3. Write the formula for the following compounds. Aluminium chloride. Aluminium, the valency is 3, it goes to the chlorine. Chlorine, the valency is 1, we are not putting the number 1. Sodium sulfate, sodium Na, its valency is 1 and the sulfate valency is 2, it comes near to the sodium. Sulfate means SO4. SO4 2 minus is the way of writing that, but after forming the compound, we are not putting any charge. Next on calcium phosphate. Calcium's the valency is 2, phosphate the valency is 3. So the number 3 comes nearest to the calcium and the number 2 goes to the whole phosphate polyatomic compound. Polyatomic ion, PO4 is the phosphate. Valency number 2 comes to the phosphate. Problem number 7. From the elements given in the table, write respectively the elements which has highest electronegativity, lowest electronegativity and the element which can't express the electronegativity. Here the highest electronegativity is for chlorine, the lowest electronegativity is for sodium and no electronegativity for the helium and argon. Question number 7. The graph below shows the variation of velocity with the time of an object. Find the time traveled by uniform velocity. Here the uniform velocity can be seen in between 4 to 14. They are asking the time that they traveled with that uniform velocity. It is 10 seconds. What is the maximum velocity of the object during the motion? Is 20 ms minus 1. Describe the motion of the object in accordance with direction of the motion, time and the nature of motion. Here I am going to explain it. In the first seconds, it moves forward direction with uniform velocity, uniform acceleration in next 10 seconds it moves with uniform velocity. Final 2 seconds it moves with deceleration. And come to the rest. And came to the rest. Roman number 4, calculate the acceleration during first 4 seconds by finding the gradients of the straight line. Gradient can be taken by dividing the y-axis value from the x-axis value. So the answer is 20 divide 4, 5 ms minus 2 is the answer. Problem number 5. Calculate the acceleration during last 2 seconds by taking the gradient of the straight line in the graph. Here the gradient can be taken. Y-axis difference can be taken. 0 subtract 12, 0 subtract 20, divide. The x-axis difference is 16 subtract 14. And the answer is minus 10 ms minus 2. That means it is a deceleration. What is the difference? The velocities of the object during first 4 seconds and last 2 seconds. During the first 4 seconds, the velocity increases. And during the last 2 seconds, velocity decreases. Find the total displacement of the object during the motion. To take the total displacement, you have to take the area under this graph. You have to take the area under this graph. This graph is like a trapezium, so you have to use the way of taking the area of the trapezium. (16) 16 plus 10, divide with the height, divide with number 2 and multiply with the height, it is 20. Then the answer is 260 meters. A toy car traveled 4 meters forward in a straight linear path for 10 seconds with a uniform velocity. Then it stopped for 2 seconds and came 3 meters back on the same path with uniform velocity and stopped again. Plot the displacement time graph for the above motion. This is the displacement time graph for that. Question number 8. Minerals are essential for maintenance of plant and human body. State the deficiency of which elements cause the following symptoms. Death of tips of leaves. Answer is calcium. It's a calcium deficiency symptom. dead cells and tissues throughout the plant and extra thickness in leaves? Answer is zinc. Red and purple patches on leaves. Answer phosphorus. Name two elements that cause deficiency disease called chlorosis in plants. Nitrogen and sulfur. Name two minerals that are important for proper functioning of plant enzymes. Answer: calcium and zinc. Roman number 4. Define what are trace elements and macro elements. Macro elements means elements which are needed in more amount. They are the macro elements. Trace elements are the elements required in less amount. Fifth one, what is the gaseous element present in salt that apply to plants for increase their growth? Answer is nitrogen. Existence of an object which is at rest, moving with uniform velocity and moving with acceleration can be described by Newton's laws. Study the following pictures well. State the Newton's law that illustrate each of the following incident. A shows you the Newton's third law. Every action has a reaction. And the second one shows you Newton's third law. Every action has a reaction. The C shows you the Newton's second law, Newton's first law. If any object has no any unbalanced force, it is in rest without moving. A mango falling freely from a plant took 2 seconds to contact with the ground. Find the velocity with which the fruit strikes the ground. The velocity can be taken by using the equation for the acceleration. The acceleration equal final velocity subtract initial velocity, divide them with the time. Here the acceleration given as 10. Final velocity should find and subtract the initial one is 0, divide with the time, it is 2. 10 multiplied 2 equal V. Answer for the V is 20 ms minus 1. 20 ms minus 1. If the mass of fruit is 200 grams, find the momentum of it when the fruit strikes on the ground. Momentum equal velocity multiply with the mass. Here the velocity we found that it is 20, multiply with the mass. You should write the units also. Multiply with the mass, it is 200 grams. You should divide it with 1000 to take the correct answer. Always you should use the standard units when substituting the values, and in each step you have to use the units. So the answer here is 4 kg per 4 kg ms minus 1. 4 kg ms minus 1 is the answer. C part. Momentum of another fruit fallen freely from same plant was higher than that of previous one. Give 2 reasons caused for the difference. The 2 reasons: mass of the mango is more than 200 grams. That is one reason. That is one reason, because for the momentum, the mass and the velocity are the reasons that are affecting. Next one. Velocity is increasing when the height is increasing. So height where the mango is in plant is more than the previous one. More than the previous one. Now we have to see the final question of the paper. Standard notation of x is x2311 given following the details with regard to x form A to Roman number 1. You have to fill these values. Atomic number is 11. Mass number is 23. Number of protons 11. Number of neutrons, you have to subtract the 11 from 23, then answer 12. Number of electrons equal 11. Valency of X can be taken by writing its electronic configuration, and also 11 is the sodium. Sodium is in group 1, so valency is number 1. Electron configuration 2, 8, 1. Formula of the compound combining with oxygen. X2O is the answer because the valency of the oxygen is 2. Period and group of it is in the periodic table. Period number 3 because it has 3 energy levels, and group number 1. Group 1 because in outer energy level has only 1 electron. Variation of the displacement with time of an object is shown below. From the object A and B, what object has been moved with uniform velocity? Uniform velocity means each time interval it should move same displacement. In this question, the A shows the uniform velocity because in each time interval it has moved only 3 meters. So answer is A. Next one. Calculate the velocity of A object using the data given in above chart. Velocity of A can be taken by dividing the displacement from the time taken. Displacement is 18 meters. The time is 6 seconds. So the answer is 3 ms minus 1. Calculate the velocity of B using the data given in above chart. B is not moving with uniform velocity, so we have to find the mean velocity here. To find the mean velocity, we have to add the final velocity and the initial velocity and divide with the total time. Calculate the velocity of B using the data given in above chart. In that also you have to take the total displacement because we have to find the mean velocity because the velocity is changing with the time. So we have to take the total displacement and divide it with the time taken. It is 6 equal 3 ms minus 1 again. Plot the displacement time graph for the motion of A object. You have to plot it. This kind of displacement graph can be taken because it is moving with uniform velocity. Always in the displacement time graphs, you have to mention what are these axes. This is the displacement axis and the unit also should put it is meters. This is the time axis and the unit is the seconds. And you should mark the maximum velocity here. It is 18. And the time taken to come to that 18 maximum velocity is 6. Calculate the velocity of A object by finding the gradient of the straight line drawn in the graph. By using the gradient, we have to take the y-axis difference. It is 18 subtract 0 divide x-axis difference is 6 subtract 0. Then the answer is 3 ms minus 1. This is the end of the today's video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe the channel and click the bell icon to watch more videos like this.